In today's Explainer, we examine a story that sits at the crossroads of technology, immigration policy, and free speech. On Thursday, October 2, 2025, Apple removed the crowdsourced app ICEBlock from its App Store after sustained pressure from the Trump administration, igniting a debate about the reach of big tech and the safety of law enforcement officers. First, what is ICEBlock? Think of apps like Waze, where drivers flag speed traps or traffic jams for one another. ICEBlock worked the same way, but instead of police cruisers or potholes, users anonymously reported sightings of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents. A dropped pin on the map triggered alerts for anyone within roughly a 5 to 10 mile radius. The app's creator, tech entrepreneur Joshua Aaron, marketed ICEBlock as an early warning tool for immigrants, especially those who might be undocumented, to avoid unexpected encounters with federal agents. Since its launch earlier this year, the free app tallied more than 1 million downloads, climbing the social networking charts even faster once administration officials began publicly criticizing it. The Trump administration's stance was unequivocal. The app endangered officers by broadcasting their locations in real time. Attorney General Pam Bondi called it a tool that puts ICE agents at risk for simply doing their jobs, while Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem warned that it could amount to obstruction of justice. The Department of Justice formally demanded Apple pull the plug. Those concerns intensified after a tragic incident on September 24, 2025, when a gunman attacked an ICE facility in Dallas, killing 2 detainees and wounding a third before taking his own life. Investigators later found searches for ICE tracking apps, including ICEBlock, on the shooter's phone. One ICE official likened such apps to handing a hitman directions to his target. Joshua Aaron rejects that connection as ludicrous and politically motivated. The Dallas facility, he notes, is a well-known public building that doesn't require a special app to locate. Aaron, who has compared current immigration enforcement to early signs of authoritarianism in history, insists ICEBlock was designed to protect people, not endanger officers, and that sharing information visible in public spaces is speech protected by the First Amendment. After Apple's decision, he accused the company of capitulating to an authoritarian regime. Apple, for its part, said it acted after receiving law enforcement reports outlining safety risks. The company stated, "We created the App Store to be a safe and trusted place to discover apps, and ICEBlock no longer met that standard." The episode raises larger questions. Where is the line between publicly sharing information and threatening public safety? Should tech giants serve as neutral platforms, or do they have a responsibility, perhaps even a legal obligation, to step in when government agencies claim harm? And what happens when that responsibility collides with political pressure? Critics of the takedown argue that Apple has become an unelected gatekeeper of expression, capable of erasing an app and the community that relies on it with a single policy decision. Supporters counter that Apple owns the storefront and must keep its users and law enforcement officers safe. Regardless, the practice of flagging ICE activity is unlikely to disappear. People can and probably will shift to encrypted messaging apps like Signal or WhatsApp, or private online forums, pushing the same information off the public grid and into harder-to-monitor spaces. Apple's removal of ICEBlock marks a clear victory for the Trump administration, at least in the short term. Yet the broader debate over technology, surveillance, and civil liberties is far from settled. As long as smartphones remain the primary tool for sharing real-time information, the tension between digital platforms, government power, and individual rights will keep resurfacing, one app at a time.